What's up, you guys? Thanks for tuning back in. Today we're going to be doing yoga for our lower back and our shoulders. A lot of people have trouble with these areas, so I'm going to show you a couple of things you can do and a full practice to help with that. So let's grab something comfortable to wear and get started. Pillow or a block or anything really that you can prop up your lower back. So bringing it to the base of our spine, right above our butt, and letting our body fall over that, adjusting where you need and coming up. So it's lifting our chest, it's lifting our lower back. Starting to tune in with our breath. Let's keep our knees bent and let the knees fall in onto each other, bringing our feet to the outside edge of the mat. This is going to create some space in the lower back and allow for full relaxation. So let's come here, close our eyes, and start to deepen our breath. Giving ourselves a moment to tune in with our body. Taking one more breath wherever you are. Let's inhale, open our eyes and stretch our hands above our head. Just giving ourselves a nice stretch, pressing the shoulder blades into the mat. One more breath here. And inhale our knees up to our chest, keeping the block underneath. So it's lifted, beautiful, and just squeeze them in. Allowing your knees to sink into our chest, slightly rocking, just waking up our body. One more breath here, releasing the knees. Let's lift up, just removing that pillow or block. Putting it to the side and inhaling the right knee to the chest, keeping our knee bent on the other side and just playing with the hip here. So rocking the knee to the center of the body and then to the outside. Really pressing that lower back on the floor. One more breath, releasing that, keeping the knee bent. And getting your left knee now and finding a slight rock here to the center and then to the outside. Really pressing that lower back on the floor. One more breath. Let's release that. Inhale. And exhale, bringing our palms to face each other. Our elbows are bent and just press into the elbows, lifting the chest, creating space in the shoulders and having a slight arch so your back is up off the floor. Just holding here, these tiny little movements. And release. Let's inhale, both knees up to the chest, squeezing knees to nose. Pausing here and release. Let's bring our hands out to a T and let our knees fall to the right. You can stay here, just like both knees on top of each other, or for a deeper stretch, bringing the left foot above the right knee will create a little bit deeper of a stretch in that spine, and also looking at the left fingertips, so also creating a twist in the head and in the neck. One more breath here. Sinking those shoulders into the ground. Let's inhale, bring the knees back on top of each other and bring our knees back into our chest, squeezing our knees to nose. Inhale and exhale, releasing the head, bringing our arms out to a T and letting gravity take our knees to the left side. Staying here with our knees stacked and our head looking up at the ceiling, or for the deeper twist, bringing that right foot over the leg, bringing the foot over the knee, and looking towards those right fingertips. Letting your body twist, gravity take both of your parts in separate directions. Breathing into the lower back. One more breath. And let's bring our knees back on top of each other. Inhale the knees back to the center and squeeze up into the tightest little ball and start to rock on our spine. So playing here, finding moments of balance, giving ourselves just a little massage. And one more breath. We're going to come up and hold. Keeping our knees together, we can hold the back of our legs, beautiful, flaring our toes. Or if we want to activate our core just a little bit, starting out this morning, let's inhale the hands towards the feet, really sucking up to the center. Breathing here. And crossing out the ankles. Coming to our seated position. Beautiful. Sitting up nice straight in our spine. Let's inhale, pull against the knees, bringing the chest to the front of the room, chin to ceiling. Seated cat-cows. Inhale and exhale, pulling the spine back, looking down, bringing our chin to chest. And finding your own movement here, pulling against the knees for that deeper stretch in the front body. Really feeling the lower back work here and then up into the upper spine. Continuing those. Taking one more breath. Inhale. And exhale, meeting me in center. Let's roll our body. So bringing the chest to the front, to the side, and scooping back. Same movement, just a little bit more rotation. But that same arching and pushing forward. One more breath, and let's pause in the center and reverse the rotation. Really moving with intention here, so trying to feel those muscles we're working. Lower back, shoulder blades, mid-back, even the stretch of the abdominal muscles when we come forward. Really feeling those, listening to our body. One more breath here. Let's pause, inhale, coming to center, and exhale, lifting our arms to the sky. Now rolling those shoulders down and back. Pausing here, keeping our hands raised. Even the slight movement, we can engage our muscles, bring those shoulder blades together, activating our fingers, these tiny little movements. One more breath. Let's let our hands now fall in front of us, keeping them straight in front of us, bringing the right wrist under the left wrist. Let's press the back of the palms together, getting that shoulder stretch now. Letting our hands fall to the front, stretching forward, dropping our chin to chest, opening up the shoulder blades. Breathe. One more breath here. Let's lift ourselves back up, continuing to cross that right arm under the left, bending at the elbows, keeping the back of the palms facing each other. Then bringing our right hand around to the palm. So these are our eagle arms. Our thumbs are facing our face. Now, if this is difficult because you have tight shoulders, this has been a real difficult pose for me always. So listening to yourself here, you can always just keep the back of the hands pressing to each other or even interlacing the fingers. Or if that's just even too much, just continuing to hug ourselves here and pull the shoulder blades away. Wherever we are, finding our space, finding our pose. Let's inhale, bring the elbows up to be parallel with the lower of the ground. Pulling the hands away from our face, opening up in our shoulders here. Breathe. One more breath. And let's release whatever pose we chose, rolling out the neck, just to release any of the tension we accumulated. Inhale. And exhale, let's lift the arms to the sky again, rolling the shoulder blades down, activating the core, sitting up straight, plugging those shoulders in. Breathe here. Close your eyes if you like. One more breath. Let's let our hands fall to the front, keeping them out. And now underneath the left, under the right wrist, pressing the back of the palms together and pulling the body forward. So a hollowed out feeling of sorts in our chest. Bringing our chin to chest. Breathe here. Pressing the back of the palms together. Inhale. Exhale, lifting our head back up, continuing to cross our arms and finding whatever pose we did on the other side. So again, hugging ourselves, keeping the back of the palms together. Either way, coming to that, finding our eagle arms if we can. Inhale, let's lift the elbows to be parallel with the ground and pull the palms away from the face, really opening up in the shoulders now. One more breath, letting your body sink into this pose. And let's release whatever pose we chose, rolling out the neck. Let's drop the head and just roll semicircles to one side and the other. Enjoying this beautiful pose of just being. Let's inhale, lift our head back up, and do one more shoulder stretch here. So, inhaling the right arm over behind the head, catching the left with our left hand, the right elbow. Inhale, pull that arm down the middle of the back, pressing the head into the elbow. Finding this pose, really activating using both arms. Staying here if that feels good. This is perfect. Or if you'd like to take the stretch a little bit deeper, letting go of that elbow, keeping the hand down the middle of the back. Let's bend the left arm behind the back now and try to find our fingertips.
Once we found them, or are just reaching towards them, that's perfect. Pressing the head into the back of the arm. Breathe. These are our cow face arms. This really opens up into the front of the shoulders and the triceps. Really tight spaces for a lot of people. One more breath here. And let's release, rolling the shoulders to the front and rolling them to the back. Before we go to the other side, let's switch our feet out just for fun. So if your right foot was in the front, bringing your left foot to the front now. Sitting up straight in our spine, let's find that integrity there, not letting ourselves hunch over. Let's inhale up. And now bring our left hand behind our head, walking that hand down the middle of the spine, grabbing the left elbow with our right palm, and there we are, pulling the arm down, pressing the head into the back of the arm. Breathe here, stay here. This is a perfect pose. But if you'd like to take it a little bit deeper, releasing that palm, bending it behind our back and searching for our fingertips. This side is rough for me. I've never been able to find my fingertips, but trying is always fun. So breathe here. One more breath. And releasing the arms. Let's shake them out. Finding all that tension released, maybe a little bit more space in our shoulders. Inhale and exhale. Let's cross at our ankles, come up to our knees and find our tabletop. So pressing the ground with our fingertips spread wide. Let's find our hips over our knees. Being kind to our knees today, we can tuck our toes just to create a little bit more space there. Inhale and exhale. Let's drop our belly. Find our cat-cows now in our tabletop, looking up at the ceiling. And exhale, pulling our spine up, finding our cat. And release back into our cow. Going our own pace here. Speeding up or going as slow as you like. Clawing down in our fingers to create a space in our wrists if we do have sore wrists or tender wrists. One more breath wherever we are. Now let's inhale, meet back in neutral spine, and exhale, crossing the right knee over the left, right? Okay, so finding that, you might have to a little bit. Finding this, there we go, perfect. Now, let's start to rotate in circles. So finding little movements here. We're working on our wrists. Perfect. Let's reverse the circle. Finding the weight transitioning into all four corners of the hands. So listening to yourself here, moving with intention. One more breath. Let's come back to center. Inhale, press back, coming back all the way to sit down, keeping our legs crossed. Great. So left leg is over the right, splaying our feet out to the side. Let's sit up straight. This is cow face legs. So finding that for yourself, sitting up into our spine. Let's inhale. Exhale, start to hinge at the hips, keeping our hands on our feet and just pressing ourselves forward. So not arching over just yet, letting ourselves fall. This is opening up the side of the hip here into the IT band. So cow face legs. Inhale. Exhale. Let's sit back up. Now if we want to do the whole pose, let's inhale that right arm up behind the head. The same thing that we were doing before. So staying here, pulling that right hand down the middle of the spine. And if you'd like to try it on this side, bringing that left arm behind us, finding our fingertips, sitting up, here we are, cow face pose. Pressing the back of the head into the arm. You can stay right here. This is a difficult pose, trying to ground down through both of the hips. Or if you'd like to take it farther, let's inhale and exhale. Fall over those legs so you can feel that stretch deepening into the shoulder blades and the front of the shoulders as well. One more breath. And let's release the arms, pushing ourselves back up, bringing our feet back close to our hips. Let's bring ourselves forward to our tabletop again. Release the legs. Perfect. Here we are, back to our normal tabletop position. Inhale. And exhale. Let's drop the belly, coming into our cow. This helps the lower back too as well. So really feeling that drop, that arch in the lower back. One more breath here. And let's push ourselves back up into our cat, clawing down through our fingers. Beautiful. One more cow. And pushing up, one more cat. And release. Let's cross the other leg now. So bringing the left leg behind the right. Inhale. Exhale. Let's start to press ourselves back. Keeping our legs crossed, coming all the way down. Beautiful. Awesome. Let's breathe here, sitting up straight into our spine, grounding down to both hips. And when we're ready, walking ourselves forward, keeping our hands on our feet, looking out in front of us, and that reaching out and over to get a deeper stretch. Beautiful. Very small movement here, but deep stretch for those IT bands and glutes into the lower back. That's the thing with a lot of lower back pain. It's due to tight hamstrings. So like working out the quads, the hamstrings, the legs in general, and keeping those nice and limber and stretch will help the lower back a lot. Taking one more breath here. Let's lift ourselves back up. And if we did it on the other side, let's do the cow face arms. Inhaling the left arm up now behind the spine. Pulling that hand down at first, down the middle of the spine. Beautiful, pressing the head into the back of the hand. Back of the arms. And if you did it on this side, the other side, let's release that hand. Walking the hand up the spine. Trying to find those fingertips. Inhale. And exhale. Let's hinge up the hips and bend over. Finding that deep stretch. Hovering here. One more breath. Let's lift ourselves back up, releasing the hands and coming all the way back up to our tabletop. Releasing the feet and the knees. Let's tuck our toes, press into our fingertips and pull our spine up towards the ceiling. Our first dog of the day, so let's walk it out, bending into one knee and then the other, pressing down through our fingertips, working those hamstrings here. Let's inhale, find stillness for just a moment, working those heels towards the ground. Let's inhale that right leg up now, opening up the hips, bending at the knee, pressing equally into both hands. Inhale, exhale, bringing our hips back to square, bending at the knee, and bringing that knee all the way through, hovering for a moment. And when we're ready, stepping that right through, right foot between the hands. Beautiful. Let's pause here in our low lunge, finding our knee over our ankle, pressing equally into both feet. Inhale. And exhale, let's let that left knee drop and bring our body weight over that leg. Coming to our crescent lunge. Staying here on our fingertips just to start out with. So bringing that hip towards the ground, feeling that open up. Inhale. Exhale. Let's bring our hands up now to our knee. Staying here is perfect. Or for that deeper lower back stretch, let's inhale, press the knee away. Looking up, slight back bend, rotating that hip down towards the ground. Rolling the shoulders away from the ears. Pressing that away, staying active. We're going to be here for just another minute, so staying here if you'd like, or taking it to the next level. Let's release our knee. Find our fingers behind us, intertangle those, and pull those hands down behind us, looking up. Here we are, deep stretch in our lower back and in front of our hip. Breathe here. One more breath. Let's release the hands, come back all the way, press into our fingertips, and slowly start to move ourselves back into that back leg, bringing our body weight back. Coming to our half split, let's lift our toes up to the ceiling and stay here, letting our body sink over, walking our hands out to our heel. Finding a nice deep hamstring stretch. Again, working that to help our lower back. Let's look out and over our toes. Perfect. One more breath. Coming back over, moving ourselves back into that slight crescent moon pose. And before we move to the other side, let's heel toe our foot over to the left side of the mat. Falling over that leg, coming into our pigeon pose. Here we go. So pigeon is usually one of those poses that we like to relax in. We will do that. But before, let's work ourselves a little harder here. So heel toeing that foot so the shin becomes almost parallel. The goal is to be parallel with the front of the mat. But that's a deep, deep hip flexor stretch. But working yourself there. Inhale. Exhale. Remembering to breathe. Rotating this hip down towards the mat, the left hip. Pressing into our fingertips. Let's walk our hands up onto that leg. Deep back bend. Working that lower back. Again, still rotating that hip down. Inhale the chin to the ceiling. Here we go. Beautiful. Staying here. Or coming back over, letting our body sink
And relax in pigeon. One more breath here. Let's press into our hands. Tuck our toes. Lift ourselves back up. Hover here in plank. And bring ourselves back up to three-legged dog. Rotating that hip. And when you're ready, finding stillness. Pausing in our jog. Pressing those heels down towards the floor. Clawing down through those fingertips. Rotating those shoulders so the creases of our elbows are facing each other. One more breath. Let's inhale the left leg up now, opening up the hips, bending at the knee, clawing down through both hands equally. Inhale. Exhale, squaring the hips back, bringing the knee to chest, hovering. Pausing here. And when you're ready, stepping that left leg through. Finding our low lunge. Finding our knee over our ankle. Pressing equally into our fingertips and our feet. One more breath. And let's drop that right knee. Bringing ourselves over, coming to our crescent lunge. Pausing here on our fingertips. Feeling it out. What does our body need? Pressing that right hip towards the ground. Inhale. Exhale, letting that exhale take you deeper. Staying here if that feels good. Or coming up onto the knee now. Finding this. Pressing that knee away from us. Sinking. Each side is different. Each side's going to be a little looser, a little tighter. Whatever it is for you, listening to your body. Staying here is perfect. Pressing back, looking up. Or for that deeper lower back stretch, let's release the hands. Bring them behind us. Pull the palms down. Sink. Looking up, opening up the chest. One more breath here. Wherever you are, releasing the fingertips, coming down to the floor, and pressing into them, coming into our half split, lifting the toes to the sky. Walking our hands out to our heel and really sinking down, opening up into that hamstring. Roll those shoulders down. Beautiful. One more breath. Let's inhale. Come back over, coming to our crescent lunge. And remember, let's heel toe that foot over to the right side. Coming to our pigeon pose, Kapotasana. And again, heel toeing that foot so the shin is parallel with the mat. This is very difficult. Opening up the hips. Rolling those shoulders down. Coming up to our leg. Let's press the body up just like we did in crescent lunge. That lower back. Staying here. Rotating the right hip down towards the mat. Come back over and actually relax in our pigeon. Coming down to our forearms and letting our head drop. Breathe here. Inhale and exhale. I wish we could stay here forever. It's one of my favorite poses, but we can't. So let's take one more breath. Press into our hands, coming all the way back up. Let's tuck that toe in the right foot. Hover here, bringing our knee up, pressing into our hands. And eventually bringing our leg all the way up into our three-legged dog. Rotating the hip. Inhale. And exhale, letting the left foot meet the right. Let's pause here in downward dog one last time. So really bring the chest towards the feet. Feeling some space in our hamstrings now, hopefully. One more breath. Let's drop down to our knees and come all the way up, tucking our toes and staying up here on our knees. Beautiful. We're gonna work towards camel. One last little back, chest, shoulder opener. So inhale, bring our left hand to our heart. Really grounding down through the toes. Inhale the right arm up, bringing it all the way back, finding our right heel and pressing that chest forward, lifting our head up. Beautiful. Inhale, exhale, bring that arm back up and over, switching the palms, right hand to the heart, pressing down through our toes. Inhale, the left hand up, coming to our left heel, rotating that chest up, back bend, looking up, being kind to our neck. Beautiful. Let's stay right here. Let's release that right hand, bring it to the right heel, and here we go, camel pose, Uttanasana. Breathe here in our belly. One more breath. Let's lean into our right hand, bring the left arm up, bring the right arm up, and let's sink all the way down, keeping our knees together and come to our child's pose. A reverse stretch, bringing the top of our head to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, let your body sink. Staying here for just one moment. And let's do that again. Pressing all the way back up. Let's come to the tops of our feet now. Unless your lower back is talking to you, stay on your toes. But this is a little bit of a deeper stretch for that camel pose. I'm going to flip sides so you can see this side now. So pressing the tops of the feet into the ground. Let's inhale, bring the left hand to the heart. Inhale that right arm up, arching over, finding the right heel. This is a deeper stretch here. Inhale, pressing that chest to the sky. Let's release the left hand, find our left heel, and here we go, a deeper camel pose. Feeling it in our quads, our lower back. Keeping that chest to the chin, chin to the sky. One more breath. Let's lift that right arm back up, left arm back up, and come all the way down. Pausing here, coming to one side or the other, to our butt. And here we go, finding our way down, keeping our knees bent. Let's roll down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Keeping the knees into the chest when we come up. And here we are. Let's squeeze the knees into the chest. Rock that lower spine. We did a lot of spine work, a lot of shoulder work. Inhale And exhale. Let's keep that right knee into the chest and drop that left foot. Bringing the right foot over the left knee. Finding our figure 4. This is amazing for the lower back. Let's inhale. Intertwine our fingers behind our thigh and press into those hands with the thigh. Finding our figure 4. Feeling the spine against the ground. One more breath here. Let's release the leg. Keep it crossed. Continue to cross the knees. Bring our hands out to the side and finding our spinal twist. Best thing to do after doing a lot of back bends. So let's gravity take our knees over to the left side, keeping our legs crossed, our eagle legs, just like we did in the beginning with our arms. Looking towards our right fingertips and keeping those shoulders grounded. One more breath. Let's untangle our legs here. Inhale the knees back up to the chest, squeezing in knee to nose. And release your head, releasing the right foot to the ground now, crossing the left over the right knee. And let's find our fingers behind our hamstring. And here we go, pressing into the hands. Breathing here, letting all of the tension go away. Inhale and exhale, releasing the hands, continuing to cross the legs into our eagle legs, bringing our hands out to a T and letting gravity take our knees over to the right, looking towards the left palm. One more breath here. Let's untangle the legs. Bring them back up to the chest. One last squeeze, knees to nose, nose to knees. Releasing the soles of the feet to the earth. And let's walk them all the way out now, a little wider than our mat. Letting them roll out to the side. Coming to Shavasana, the most important pose. Sinking the body into the ground. Letting yourself have just a moment to just be. Thank you so much for joining me today. Feel free to stay here for as long as you like. I'm Yoga Birch. Namaste.